Hello, and welcome back to the OC Pokemon Podcast. My name is Matthew, your Pokemon Dungeon Master, and I would like to welcome you to our 2 low-quality Did Not Listen. This is a sort of short recap where I go ahead and narrate everything that happened, as opposed to making you guys listen to a sort of a poor quality, we did record on our phone version of our D&D session, so this is to sort of help me pump out more content, as well as spare you the sort of bad ASMR is one way to put it. So, let's get started. Last we left off, our party was facing a muck that caught Jess's Whirlpool's opponent off guard. The same muck that dragged said opponent into the water, where this dark mixture of poisonous sludge and disgusting water was joined by fresh, crimson Poliwhirl blood. Kurt and Abigail ran back onto the scene before the battle began, only to join Jess and Jenny in the spectacle. Jess's Poliwhirl felt a surge of power, standing on this rock alone before the giant purple ooze with milky white eyes and this giant gaping, dripping maw. A chant began, as Uni's leaf storm, still acting as a tornado, surrounded the King's Rock. The barbaric chant was coming from the army of Poliwags and Poliwhirls on the other side of the river, and, all of a sudden, Whirlpool began to glow a brilliant white. A tornado of leaves acting as a containment for this brilliant spectacle as Whirlpool's body began to change into a more frog-like creature. Its skin turned a bright green. Their white and black pattern was gone, only to be replaced by a cute yellow underbelly. But most noticeably, this new Pokemon that stood inside the leaf storm had a huge hair that curled down to the ground. And so now, with this evolution, we welcome Toadypole, the Politoed. This Politoed then began to let out this huge cry, enough to bend the trunks of the trees and causing a little damage to our players, as this huge outcry is heard from the new king of the river. But with this cry, the sky began to darken against Politoed's new enemy, and a heavy rain began to fall and fall, this downpour summoned by the sheer presence of this new King Politoed. We then began with initiative, and this goes to show how imbalanced a lot of the Pokemon were. Politoed went first and was able to summon a bunch of Poliwags, being the Lord of the Frogs. And they did a collective water gun against this muck. However, I didn't expect them to deal 146 points of damage. From this is like a feature. I should have been more specific with the action economy on this, but yeah, OP as fuck. And some more perspective on how OP it was. It destroyed the muck. It killed it in one go. But it did reveal something very, very dramatic. As this muck was getting blasted away by 21 Poliwags, the muck's body was completely disintegrated, washed away by this clean-ish water. However, all that was left of the muck was this sort of reflective material with a little bit of goop on it. Jess went to go investigate, quickly heading over to this item and found it was a test tube. Not just a regular test tube, but a test tube with a string of letters, numbers blurred and from the water and poison, but still somewhat legible to our Jess Jones, former virologist for Cooperi. You see, this particular strain was the one that Jess had discovered. The result that would only begin the long chain of suffering and torment against the OC region with Cooperi. This was a virus that infected Pokemon and forced them to become mindless slaves for the company. This was Jess's probably greatest and worst finding. She very clumsily put it away, either because of the incoming stress, fear, guilt, or, I don't know, these complex emotions going with it, just stirring within her. And the party plainly sees Jess put this vial into her coat pocket, and Jess is forced to come clean. Jess tells the party that she used to work with Cooperi, and this vial contained a virus strain that made Pokemon into zombies. She told the party that she regrets working with Cooperi, but that's why she blew up her office building, to destroy any findings or evidence. But obviously, Jenny's still kind of soured by this, being a direct victim of Cooperi's criminal activity. During this exposition, Abigail also comes clean, believing that she can trust the group enough to her own secret life. She's changed her name several times after getting attacked twice by a group of people. Somebody hunting down her family ever since her 5th birthday. One that cost her both her parents' lives and her family's 9 tails the second time. Abigail Adler's real name is Sadie Morgan, and she tells the party that she wants revenge for the death of her parents and the 9 tails, Ninny. Abigail wants to find out who attacked her that night, and she wants to dole out the justice herself. However, the party was sort of brought back into their immediate situation by a light cough coming from a gravely injured Teddy Ursa in Kurt's arms, the very same Teddy Ursa that they had rescued in this burning forest. So they made their way back to the grove where all the Chikorita, Meganium, and Bayleaf were. However, Cooper had all had something to do with their backstories, whether they know it or not. And now with a common enemy, they probably felt a little bit more united than usual. So they headed back to the mud wall now with a sort of solution for it. This army of Poliwag following the new Politoed, Toadipole. And so the new King Politoed directed a natural 20 for this Poliwag army features, and soon a group of Poliwraths and Poliwhirl also fell into line from Politoed's command as their king. The party soon emerged back into the grove, a huge army of Poliwhirls, Poliwags, and following Politoed towards this final obstacle before moving on. That mud wall not gonna fucking stand a fucking chance with a nat 20 on an army. That's like, oh my god, that's like the buffest Poliwhirls, the most swollen Poliwhirls, just filled with water, as well as Poliwags. I'll even say like Poliwags are they look more muscly than squishy. So while the mud wall was being worn down by the collective water guns, Jacob called the party over as they hung out underneath the huge leaves of the matriarch Meganium with the other Chikorita and Bayleaf to get out of this pouring rain that seemed to follow the group for some reason. Jacob doesn't know. Jacob fawned over the new Politoed, telling the party that the curl in their hair symbolizes a Pokemon's power, especially Politoed's power. Normally the curl isn't that long, but Toadipole's, for some reason, is his entire body length. Perhaps even more if, unfurled. Jacob even theorized that the mud wall may have originated from the Poliwags group to keep out any intruders who were tainting their waters and home. But that's just a hypothesis. But what might not be a hypothesis is the fact that Jess's Politoed may be the strongest in the world. However, as the rain kept falling from the storm and Toadipole originally called forth, the party members all took shelter underneath the matriarch Meganium, where they examined the injured baby bear, the Teddy Ursa, only for the Chikorita to reveal another same bear. Oh, this one wore a flower crown and tried to wake up their twin from this comatose state. The Meganium then lowered their huge neck and head to Kurt, beckoning him to touch their head. Kurt's hand looked tiny compared to a single scale on the Meganium's body, and Kurt's body began to take in more oxygen just from the single point of contact. Their body was being filled with energy as dull colors began to brighten up, and Kurt's pupils began to dilate with just endorphins rushing in. Warm and glowing spores began to fly away from her antenna, kissing Kurt's skin but giving more attention to the injured Teddy Ursa. The party also rolled some of the dice with actual baby hamsters, and we were able to get advantage. Yeah, because why not? Because fucking baby hamsters rolling dice, you love to see it. You love to fucking see it. And the party was able to see some of the spores now sort of contaminating after touching the Teddy Ursa begin flying away into the rainy sky. The Teddy Ursa was now completely healed as if nothing happened, being able to breathe normally after their whole experience in the fire. The flower-crowned Teddy Ursa sibling was then met by a slowly walking healed Teddy Ursa sibling, and all was well for the two cubs. They sprung up, danced around, celebrating their reunion and survival. However, a roar was heard in the near distance, and even Meganium's attention was drawn to whatever was approaching the party. Then, from the woods, comes a tall, familiar sludge monster with a dead Poliwag hanging from their claw, or assumed claw. It's more like a big sludgy arm. Their bodies still covered in this thick, oozing sludge that seemed to drip endlessly from the host underneath. Kurt felt the gaze from this monster look through him at the Teddy Ursa cubs, hiding behind the puffed chest Kurt mit. However, this monster is not scared of Kurt and began to approach them unrelentingly. The party also realized that the Chikorita group was not taking any action to interfere with this monster, and they almost seemed to pity them as they got closer and closer. With every footstep, the grass died from this monster, and the monster came face to face with Kurt. A disgusting, pungent smell coming from the body that could make his beard hair curl, and Kurt stood vigilant against the monster. However, A hit from the creature landed on Kurt, and we see Kurt fly to the side and land unconscious, dealing the exact amount of damage needed to knock him out. Jess immediately ran to go help Kurt after seeing how strong this creature is, and immediately seeing Kurt not getting up or showing any semblance of consciousness, decided to try to give him first aid in any way. However, Jess was joined by Jenny's Happini, whose second nature is to help those who are injured. So Happini then pulled out a berry, shoved it in Kurt's mouth to restore a little bit of health with this delicious orange berry. Now, Jenny then moved to grab the teddy ursa cubs, but rolled a natural 1 on an insight check to see why the cubs began to cry as Jenny picked them up. The gang used their watch to discover a broken "Mama" coming from the direct translation. The party sees that this monster is taller than a muck and think about blasting away the sludge to reveal what kind of Pokemon lies underneath. However, now that Jenny had the monster's objective, Abigail and Jenny see the monster's hand extend out almost as if it's reaching for their babies, and the two see a bony white skeletal paw held together loosely by this flesh-eating toxic sludge. The Chikorita, Bayleaf, and Meganium have absolved themselves and headed over to the side of the grove. Abigail then offers to have Sage use a water move to help cleanse this sludgy Ursaring, but an unlucky roll behind the screen saw this as an attack from an unknown party. The party then rolled for initiative against this former mama bear trying to get to her cubs. The rain poured as the party fended themselves from this poisonous monster, and Jess went first with Hunty. Hunty gave it a questionable lick, but seemed unscathed after a successful con saving throw. Lick the sludge. That's delish. Umi was next with a powerful leaf storm, but failing her con check to avoid dealing reduced damage. The leaves were now sizzling as they wedged themselves into this viscous overcoat this Ursaring was wearing, but still dealing a nice 59 points of damage. Now Sage, the Caracosta, was now up. Thanks to the rain, I decided in that moment, and at that point on, if there was a weather effect, it would double the damage if it gets a boost from it. So, thanks to the rain, their move damage was doubled. They were able to get a quick Aqua Jet and an Aqua Tail, dealing a whopping 97 damage. This giant prehistoric turtle took to the battlefield in this heavy downpour as if it was the ocean itself, then coated themselves in a shield of raging water to hit as their Aqua Jet. However, actually the Aqua Jet missed. What did it? Yeah, it did hit because it was merely repositioning itself for a natural 20 Aqua Tail. So all 97 points of damage just from the single move. Nice. And so I guess to give some more context with that, that's probably as strong as a Gyarados or even a Wishy-Washy. So this giant tail made of rainwater formed under the order of Caracosta and slammed heavily into this Ursaring. I made their Pokemon too strong, because that fucked up the Ursaring so bad. But after the Aqua Tail, Ursaring's body was exposed from underneath their own sea of sludge. A popped out eyeball, festering body, exposed bone, and eaten away muscle were revealed from this brutal water move, and the sludge quickly covered the exposed, nearly dead body. Kurt was now up with Wirt, and unfortunately, Wirt's Bubble Beam was now getting popped by this heavy downpour. So, just flavor, they missed. The Ursaring decided to go after Sage after taking such a heavy blow from the turtle. They were able to get 2 good hits, one of them being a 33 to hit. This knocked Sage's HP down to 39 out of 102. And the party takes time to tell me I'm not funny. And I'm going to remember that for the rest of the campaign. This is just an example of how not petty I am. Jess goes again, dealing a quick lick again for some reason, and avoiding getting poisoned by the sludge. Hunty then stopped this Ursaring's movement with a Mean Look. The Mean Look helped set up Umi and Jenny as they unleash another violent leaf storm, as they both deal 48 damage together, Hunty and Umi. Ursaring's movement was restored after their fighting spirit reignited after getting hit with a weakened leaf storm. Sage's turn came around, started with another Aqua Jet, crashing into the Ursaring this time, and dealing a nice chunky 30 points of damage as his rain continues to come down. However, some of the sludge from the Ursaring clung onto Sage's body, burning their skin and shell. Sage tried to deal out another Aqua Tail, but missed this time, and Sage's body still stinging and just getting slowed by this thick sludge. Kurt tries to go for a shell launcher attack and misses again. Okay, so this move has a -2 to hit, but, rewards with some higher damage. And this will be a sort of recurring thing throughout the campaign. And as a DM, you gotta brag when one of your players has to drop, that classic line.
I hate this game.
Wirt launched towards the Ursaring, but it seemed to have simply gone through the sludge as the party sees a hole, just sort of like leaving where this point of impact was. It seems as if the shell launcher move would have hit if this Ursaring still had their full body. Oh, unfortunate. So it seemed as if this Ursaring is getting devoured alive as they search for, their separated babies, powered on pure rage and maternal instincts. And now this Ursaring has literally one more round to live, their last-ditch effort to take back their kids from the intruders. This Ursaring then swung onto Hunty, slamming the ghost Pokemon with their sludgy arm into the ground. Hunty's gaseous body seeming to disperse immediately upon impact with the ground. But this is only flavor. Hunty didn't, disintegrate. But Jess doesn't know that, so Jess screams, a scream full of panic, rage, and sorrow. They let out an Ember move with the scream and it fizzles on the overcoat of this Ursaring. Jess, now somewhat defenseless, brings out a Mary, Sean the Mary, to defend herself. Jenny's turn has now come around again, dealing another nerfed Leaf Storm to maybe finish off this Mother Bear. I rolled for a dex save with a natural 19, but they get a -5 to their dex save, and Jenny's DC for Leaf Storm is 15, so oof, poor Mama Bear. And so Jenny delivers the final blow to this Ursaring. Jenny describes Umi getting more and more upset as she goes Super Saiyan with this sort of spiky hair made of succulents and cacti. And with this rage, she describes it as the fury from Ho-Oh as her rage turns into a dim visage of fire, or even Ho-Oh's rainbow fire. And with each leaf now burning with these rainbow fires, each finding their mark as this Ursaring gets shot down by these burning leaves like a rain of bullets. Jenny shields and tries to hide the baby so they don't have to watch this tragic scene of a mother's love. Jenny and Abigail try to hold on to the cubs, but their desperation and cries for their mother prove too strong. The healthier cub with the flower crown escapes Jenny's grasp to try to reach their mother, digging through the sludge and trying to find anything that solidified that this was their mother. Their fur and paws sizzling as they touch this goo, and the gang pry away the crying cub, the flower crown falling onto the body. The gang watch for hours as this Ursaring's breathing gets harder and harder. The cubs are crying. The rain finally washes through enough sludge to reveal the half-dead body. Chunks of the body are wholly missing, only exposed white bones and bloody infected tissue in some parts, while other parts of the Ursaring seemed intact. The sheer determination, or the work of some cruel higher power, is the only reason why this Ursaring is alive. And with the body being fully cleansed by the rain, the cubs are now able to run towards their dying mother. The party all headed towards the side. Once the body is finally free of this accursed sludge, they even hear the deep thunderous footsteps from the Meganium, and Jess and Jenny both beg this Meganium. Can you fix them? With your spores? Jess seemed desperate for some way to save this mother Ursaring, and Jenny told Jess that if Meganium could have saved it with the spores, they probably would have done so already. But looking at this body, the Ursaring probably only had mere moments left in this world. The Ursaring was now able to finally reunite with her children, holding up their less decayed paw to touch their faces very weakly. Her one good eye is barely even able to see them, but she looks directly at them with this familiar, motherly love. All eyes were now on this Ursaring, except for one pair. A pair of big froggy eyes was fixed on Jess as they tugged her shirt. Toadypole and his army had now cleared the way, taking down this huge mud wall amidst the whole scene. The mud wall, now gone, revealed the huge magical tree in the distance, in full view, perfectly lined up with the grove. Jenny immediately got the idea to take the Ursaring to the tree, seeing as how when they first just saw the tree, they were immediately entranced and filled with a sense of vigor and life. The party all agreed and tried to lift this half-eaten Ursaring. The Meganium offered their back to shoulder the dying Pokemon, and so this Ursaring was placed on the Meganium, and their body seems to have more and more oxygen flowing through their body, helping to prolong their ending life by mere minutes. Normally, this Chikorita and Meganium walk is a joyous occasion as they celebrate life, marching their way to the tree in, the broad daylight, soaking in the sun, and just enjoying the moment, enjoying life. But this day carried so much more weight and sadness as they marched through the dispersing rain. The dark clouds above seemed to continue to block the sun. However, the journey comes to a halt once they reach the base of this tree. And this tree makes the Meganium look short compared to the massive, who knows how old trunk. The tree's trunk seemed to be heaving with life, spores falling to the ground, a sense of peace in the air as their leaves applaud the group for making it this far. However, damage was already done as Ursaring is lowered before the tree, their body on the ground, accompanied by the children on the side, and the party can make the final deduction. This tree alone won't save the Ursaring. However, they notice the Meganium touches the tree with their head, and they begin to glow a beautiful orange. Their body was now being filled with whatever this life magic was, an unknown mystery still in the world of Pokemon. The Ursaring's body began to float thanks to more of these magical fluorescent spores that lifted the body up to the Meganium's head, as the bone, muscle, and fur began to restore on the Ursaring's body. Their torn muscle now sewing itself back together, their organs achieving a healthy color before becoming hidden by the muscle, and bone pieces now whole. Their body put the final touches on this healthy, luscious fur, and this Ursaring took a deep breath for the first time in a long time, showing the party that the Ursaring's life had been saved. But the party sees Meganium's body begin to become more and more transparent, as the glowing spores seem to help this Pokemon's body disappear before flying off in the distance. This Meganium, though, they don't show sadness, rather a joyful, wise smile as they crane their neck down to the Ursaring. I know what it's like to be a mother. This echoing voice does not startle the party, but almost brings peace to their very souls as they hear this voice, this booming voice inside their head. And your job is not yet done. Please, protect my children as if they were your own. The Meganium's gaze meets our party's. Thank you. In a flurry of flower petals, leaves, and glowing spores, Meganium is taken away Master Oogway style. Yeah. I fucking love Master Oogway. The party watches with tearful gazes as the Meganium leaves the world. Their life for Ursarings. Kurt's allergies start acting up, though, as a cloud of pollen and spores fill the air and take with the wind. The Teddy Ursa flock to their mother's side, the Ursaring fully standing on their own after becoming restored thanks to the lifeless Meganium. Their cries of deep sadness and joy filling the air as they witness this exchange of lives. All the Chikorita and Bayleaf and regular-sized Meganium all began to bow deeply in respect to their mother. Some joyful, some melancholic as they all watch their mother leave, but all bow before this small family of bears. They have accepted their mother's decision, and they know that this is just another part of life. The party then spent the night under the tree, hanging out with the Chikorita family tree and reunited Ursaring family. Jess's Politoed, though, approached Jess very solemnly, telling Jess that he has decided to stay for now to help lead the Poliwag and Poliwhirls. This regal king that none should coddle and hold a majestic air, humble themselves, hugging their closest friend before departing the next day. The party then headed out, walking back into the wooded areas, but not before turning back around for a quick last glimpse of the Tree of Life. However, the tree was gone, vanished, gone as quickly as the party discovered it. And Jacob gave some final parting gifts to the party members before disappearing himself. At least, gifts to the party members that were nice to him. So Jacob gives Kurt and Jess 10 Pokeballs, 5 Ultra Balls, and 10 Hyper Potions. But Jenny and Abigail kept harassing him and bullying him, so with that, he gave them a quick, prompt, "Fuck off!" Jacob then headed out on his Tropius to report the findings and the discovery of this giant tree that seemed to defy all logic or any findings that they had found before. Tropius was now also riddled with neck bananas, and they were all given to the party, but not before a quick pound from Jenny's Happini and a middle finger from Abigail and Sage the Caracosta. That's why they don't get stuff. The party then heads north through Foxglove Forest, and the party rolls a quick perception check to hear a quick, final echoing "thank you" from the Spirit Mechanium. More importantly, though, the party's able to see giant cliffs and a spew of water coming out from what looks like an ambiguously shaped Dragonite head carved of stone. Dragonite Bluff, this ancient ground for dragon Pokemon, a beautiful waterfall spewing from the top into a lake far down below, and the location where the Rose City Police have determined where Cooperai was stationed. The party all look at each other as they see this beautiful sight, and they feel unified through the same purpose: take down Cooperai. And that's where we ended our session and this Foxglove Forest arc. Thank you so much for listening. Oh my god, my voice. I had finished up this TLQ DL a couple days ago, but life just kind of got me. And then I also got the second shot for the vaccine, yesterday. And I spent the whole day with almost 102 fever, almost 103. So I feel a little bit better now, but you can definitely hear that my voice is not the same. So there might be another further delay. I apologize for that. I will try to do my best to at least edit the regular episodes. Oh my god, I can't get over how my voice sounds. But thank you so much for listening, and we'd like to do a special thanks to our friend Oliver Hamlin at Instagram. He's a fantastic artist. He does a lot of great work, and we got a lot of stuff commissioned from him. And I know I was going to put up Audacious, and I'll have Jenny tend to that when we can. And the cookies are we have planned to make them on Saturday. So keep a lookout for that. We're ending up just go ahead and making a cookie for everyone that participated. We have the video on our Instagram. I look very greasy there. But yeah, so if you want to see the kind of what we act like outside of this podcast, just of our own volition, then if that interests you, then go ahead and check that out. I know a lot of people don't have an Instagram usually. I did make a Discord channel, so if there's enough interest in that, please let me know. If you leave a review, go ahead and leave a Pokemon and a trainer name, and I will give you a shout out as well, just as thanks for giving us a listen. And I think, thanks to BK Pokeshop for helping us. They even made stickers for us with our logo. I should probably update that, of our podcast logo, the Pokeball with the D20 inside. And they've been handing that out with the purchases and stuff. So if you drop our name at BK Pokeshop on Instagram, you'll get 10% off your next purchase. I don't get any money off that. I just I want to support them like they support us. So please check them out if you're in the mood to buy some Pokemon merch. And again, thank you so much for listening. Really warms my heart. And this patron shout out is going to be the same as the episodes one. So if you want to listen to our patron shout outs, here they are.
Greetings, all of us. It is us. The shit.
the OC Pokemon podcast, and we're here to shout out our patrons.
Good morning.
It's
Morning.
Good morning, good night, good evening, good wherever the fuck you are. Let's get it.
Too
I miss
aggro. We miss you.
Don't waste your time on me.
All right, how about this? Hello, this is the part of the episode where we thank our patrons. So first off, we'd like to thank off Mars. Jenny,
Yeah.
Jenny, would you like to thank Mars?
Yeah, I would love to thank Mars.
All right.
I love Mars.
You love Mars.
Yes.
More than
She
me.
left a comment about me. And she likes me.
She said that you were her favorite.
Yeah, so I bought her little muffins.
Whoa.
Because I know Mars.
Just a perk to being our patron.
Yeah.
We'll get you tiny muffins.
Oh, yeah.
Those mantecadas.
Yeah. Man, she didn't have breakfast. And then I
Yeah, she
gave
didn't have
her.
breakfast.
Yeah,
She
and
told me personally. So how would you like to thank her?
I would like to give her a random Pokemon.
A random Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll. Well, let's see what this Pokemon is. Wow! It's a Spinnerack!
That's crazy. I didn't hear any dice rolling.
I rolled it on my phone, foo.
Whoa. Nice. A Spinnerack.
Yeah.
What's so special about the Spinnerack?
Well, I don't know. It just has little initials, in the back of his butt.
Initials?
TH. Yeah, a little TH on there.
Little TH on its butt?
Yeah, it looks
Is it like a
like-
regular Spinnerack?
No, it looks like Spider-Man.
So it's a Spider-Man Spinnerack with TH on their ass.
Yeah.
What is-
It stands for Tom Holland.
Oh, how cute.
Tom Holland was a good Spider-Man.
I agree.
The best Spider-Man.
Yeah.
To me, yeah, he is.
His movies have probably made more money than the other three combined.
I'm pretty sure they have.
He is good looking too.
Doesn't he?
Oh, he's a handsome spider. Handsome Spinnerack.
Handsome Spidey.
Yeah.
I really like the character development he has going on. Tony Stark was a good father figure, because fuck Uncle Ben.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Funkle Ben.
Yeah. Funko Poppin'.
Yeah.
Should have left you on that street corner where you
So
were
Mars now has a Spinnerack who they don't talk about because they actually do not like Tom Holland as the Spider-Man, and they would have probably liked this spider more if it was named Andrew Garfield.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
that
but the
didn't
spider-
happen. Yeah.
Never
Didn't
heard
happen.
of him.
It was just random. And that's the crazy thing about it.
Completely I rolled for it, Mars. I really tried.
The universe works in strange ways.
The Spideyverse.
Yes, the Spideyverse. Thank you, Mars, for joining us in this Pokemon universe and getting fucked by the Pokemon universe and the Spideyverse.
Spideyverse.
All right, and next we have Jacob's character. We have Farley. They are a sailor with a haunted past and a more haunting crew, as their entire team is consistent of ghost Pokemon. We're going to talk today about Farley's Go Lurk.
Ooh.
Bianca, why don't you take this one?
Absolutely. I would love to take this one. Alright, so what makes this Pokemon... Okay.
Oh yeah, no one said anything funny.
Just looked at everyone and I said, okay. So what's special about this Pokemon is that they
Into the
love Go-Gurt, Trix yogurt,
Nice.
and they despise Danimals.
Why? Danimals had the best commercials
Fuck no.
with a weird CG monkey and animals jumping out of a plane.
If anybody here actually likes those fucking commercials, I don't associate with you.
What, you don't like the weird, like,
I don't like that
curvaceous...
fucking monkey. That shit gives me creepy vibes.
It's the curvaceous bottle, and, like, it was, like,
Dude,
thick enough to slurp, but not, like...
Ew.
Not, like, thick enough for it to be satisfying, so you just get, like, a wet, like...
I know. I don't understand how our little brothers could drink that shit nonstop.
Oh, it's still continued?
Yes.
Yeah,
still
it's
going
still
on?
going. Yeah, Danimals is going strong.
Yeah, it's a shame they took off Trix yogurt, which is the best yogurt you could ever eat.
Yeah.
Please come back. I'm begging.
I'll say Golurk just, like, intentionally just, like, shakes them and mixes them up just to get that purple color, that purple hue just right.
Yes. He doesn't do it with the red and green one because then it just looks like shit.
Oh, and Dunkaroos.
Oh yeah, the Dunkaroos.
They love Dunkaroos.
Yeah.
They love normal-sized Dunkaroos, so they just like have like their big Golurk fingers.
Yeah.
Just like holding this tiny-ass Dunkaroo and dunking it. In like what, chocolate?
It's like it's a sweet, I want to say it tastes like, you know the flavor birthday cake?
Yeah.
It tastes like that.
Hmm.
Just like vanilla,
Yuck.
like sweet vanilla. It's
Terrible.
really good with sprinkles in it.
Birthday cake should just be a cake. Should not be a flavor in any way, shape, or form.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
How
Same
dare
thing with
you?
It's
bubblegum.
delicious.
No. Bubblegum and cotton candy are superior ice cream flavors. You
Have
can't
you-
change my mind. I will fight you all in the comments on Instagram.
Have you ever had a Dunkaroo?
Yeah, I think I have. And I almost threw up because it was pretty rich.
It's delicious. I
It's
love
not.
Dunkaroos.
It
Dunkaroos
really
are
isn't.
so good.
I got that Asian gene where I gotta have sweets, but they aren't too sweet.
Oh,
That is ultimate compliment
Whack.
whack.
from Asian boomers. So shout out to Asian boomers.
Asian boomers. Now you're trying. First you fuck over the Mexicans. Now you're trying to get the Asians on you.
You can't say that out of context.
You just cut
We
it
just
out.
recorded a session featuring a Mexican tarantula, and then they called me out saying that, of course, the Mexican people have to fight the Mexican tarantula.
Well, yeah, Jenny has to fight it.
And that's such bullshit on my part.
And I love the Mexican people.
That's literally what it is, and they made it so racial.
Guys, we're not serious about this, alright? We're just dicking around. Disclaimer.
So we got a little away from Farley, but thank you, Farley/Jacob.
Yes.
For revealing your Golurk likes yogurt, Go-Gurt, Trix yogurt, and Dunkaroos. But also they
Despise.
they have a
animals.
terrible misconception that Jacob's Matt, the researcher, Professor Dogwood's assistant, is a racist against something called Mexicans in the OC region because Mexico does not exist.
Oh, shit, this one.
All right, and now finally, we'd love to introduce our new patron, Tim Anderson.
Tim! Let's get it, Tim.
Okay, we got to clap for the other ones too. So Jacob and Mars, give him like a light clap.
Yeah, when they became patrons, we did clap for them, but he's new, so that's why we clapped.
Yeah, I think I fucked up on that because we were recording the patron shoutouts we should have been doing now on like way later recording.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I fucked up. Hashtag Matt fucked up. I think it's an actual hashtag I put on Patreon. But anyway, to thank Tim, Haley and Austin, why don't you guys take this one?
Mr. Tim, heard you got an Absol.
Nice. Nice asshole.
Stop laughing.
You're good. Keep going.
I just know what's coming next, and that makes it so much funnier. So we heard he has an Absol. All right.
We absolutely love your patronage. Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you for supporting us.
Don't leave. I'm sorry for the pun.
No, you gotta be confident. Now he's thinking about leaving. You put the idea in his head.
You're gonna stay.
Somehow that was still creepy.
Oh.
This is
Wow,
like an even darker.
I'm watching him unsubscribe right now.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
actually owe him money
Oh
for the
no.
harassment. This is Haley. Stop talking.
We got restraining orders and everything.
Yeah, you're too passive or too aggro. You gotta pick one, man. just be a good person.
Oh no.
So,
Yeah.
we also decided to roll you a random Pokemon,
Yes.
courtesy of me, Austin.
Great.
And I rolled a...
You can't just that just sounds like a sack.
Sorry.
We did roll for this one.
It
though.
was predetermined. I rolled previously.
Yes.
But we rolled for a Whaleren.
Nice.
And
yeah.
fun fact, that's also just one of my favorite Pokemon too. So
Oh.
yeah.
All right, throwing some bias. Is this a strong Walrein? What's going on here?
He's the blubbiest Walrein of them all.
Blubbiest, the hairiest, the tuskiest.
Damn.
Yes. He has a tusk with tooth decay.
Oh my god, that is not a good thing.
That has been taken out, so he has one tusk.
Okay.
You should roll to see if it's shiny.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, let's roll. I'll say everyone can roll for this.
Okay.
All right.
19 to 20.
19 to 20.
You didn't get the reference. Walrus with the
The
tusk
steam,
with
the
tooth
fucking,
decay.
yeah. Wow, that was a steam-powered giraffe.
I need my dice.
Steam-powered giraffe reference.
was
That's the
bad.
fucking word. So any steampunk giraffe fans out there, shout out to you.
I fucked up the roll.
What'd you get?
I got an 11.
11. We're
I
aiming
up-
for a 19 to 20.
I apologize beforehand, but let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
Fuck! Why can't I roll like this in the fucking game? Alright, anyways.
Because it wasn't for fucking you. This one was for fucking Tim.
Yeah, Tim! Yeah, you Sage Protector, let's go!
That's funny. That's Abigail's tier 2 that he subscribed to.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Hey!
Sage Protectors.
Damn, I am so stupid I didn't put that together.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Now, I'll add this too. Go ahead and roll 2 more D20 from Jess and Haley, and then we'll see if it's a abnormal shiny. We'll say it's like a whole different color.
You mean Jenny and...
Yeah, Jenny and Haley.
You said Jess.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, I fucked up my roll. Sorry,
I do that a
Tim.
lot.
Go!
I'll say 15 to 20. 15 to 20 will be abnormal. What'd you get?
I got a 10.
I got a 4. Sorry, Tim.
No, I will roll for 2.
No. I get to roll. Have faith in me.
I got another Evan.
You got another nat 20.
Let's go, 2.
Oh, yeah, I got a 4. Another nat 20!
Let's go.
All right, so it's a shiny Absol. I'll talk with Tim, see what kind of shiny it is.
Ooh, special shiny, lucky.
We've never had that before.
Yeah.
No.
See what happens when you subscribe to the Abigail tier? I'll get you 20s
Abigail
and get
tier.
you Let's go! Oh no, if anybody else subscribes and I end up getting ones, I apologize.
They immediately like go to the next tier, either up or down, and they're like, "Fuck Abigail tier."
I'm so sorry. I am notorious for bad rolls. These 220s
Should I
are
roll for
miracle.
Mars's Spinnerack?
Sure. What do you want to roll?
To see if it's shiny.
Yeah, go for it. 90 to 20.
No, sorry, Mars. I got you a 7.
I'll say it just looks like a red and blue Spinnerack, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, we'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's a 17.
Okay. I do like the idea of tiers going on here. So like whenever you crit, then you got to do a shout out to your tier. I think that'd be very cute.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Aw.
Yeah.
See who backs you. Yeah. So Sage Protectors. I think I've had them all at the same price value. You just get a shout out whenever they get a nat 20 when we play. So you guys will have your own little fan base outside of the larger one.
Oh, that's so cute.
Cool.
I'm down for that.
Who's what tier again?
There's no tiers quite yet, although there's a Toady Poles, Tadpoles, something like that. Then there's Roll for Initiative, and I believe one more. I'd have to double
think-
The
check.
generals.
Yeah,
the general
Jacob has the general's troop, so
That's
he
a
has
$5
Jacob,
yeah.
my man.
Yo,
You my guy, bro.
I got Mars. Yeah.
I got no one.
Well, we haven't made one for you. Okay, so I guess we could talk about this either now or at a later time. But you guys can pick a Pokemon. Try to be spoiler free, and we'll unlock. I'll make a new tier, all the same amount, and you can support your player and get a shout out whenever they get a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm so sorry for any Sage Protectors. I'm not gonna get those crits.
Well,
Just a forewarning.
you've already rolled 2 for Tim, which is insane.
But if they were for Tim,
For Tim.
Tim, like every time I roll, I gotta be like for Tim. Let me see if that works. Hold on.
No, we should just have Tim come and play. Shit.
Yeah,
For Tim. 18.
Damn, that's still really good.
Shout out
That's
to
still-
Tim.
Shout out to Tim.
2020, 17, 18. Damn.
Damn, what the fuck, man?
You're on fire.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
so
on a
I'll
roll.
look into that. I'll see what's going on there. See if our patrons like that sort of idea. And we'll go from there. Thank you again so much for listening. We truly hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm trying to pump these out as fast as I can. But during these recording sessions that I have, so it's just going to be even harder, please enjoy this sort of higher quality patron shout out, as well as thanks for listening to the episode. All right, say bye, guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
why would you ask if a 33 hits?
You asked if a 19 hit. I said yes. You're asking if a flippin' 33 hits.
What do you think?
No, it does not. It's my...
Okay, I won't roll damage then.
Yeah, my AC is actually 71, so I win. DM loses. GG.
AC 71.
AC 71.
What the fuck? What are you rolling?
Roll 68.